We're live at the television talk show Issues here today in the city of Columbus. As always, we're trying to bring exciting information and informative information to you wherever you are today. You know, we're on in 4 states: Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. And within that surrounding area, we try to reach out to people in areas that are not knowledgeable about certain things. This month, today, we're going to be dealing with cancer awareness. And cancer awareness is such a horrific situation when people deal with this matter day to day. So today we will be educating you and dealing with some of the people who have lost loved ones, some of the people who have survived. So we're here and we want to welcome you to the television talk show Issues. Today on the show we have Joe McMillian, aka DJ G's. Welcome to the show. How you feeling, brother?
I feel good, man.
Hey man, it's such a pleasure to have you here on the show today. First of all, we just want to know, you being an individual who lost a loved one that was very close to you, first of all, tell us about some of the day-to-day obstacles that you had to deal with into her transitioning into glory.
And well, you know, it was like, it all started with like just a small bump on her arm, and you know, it's like, hey, I got this little bump, and I'm like, oh, you know, that's nothing.
Right.
So when got checked out, come to find out it was stage 3 cancer. So we went through all the things with the treatments and the chemo, the radiation, having both breasts removed, you know, taking all the precautions to just say, hey, I'm gonna fight this, I'm gonna beat this, because you know we have kids to live for.
Right.
And went about a year through all that process and rung the bell, treated, everything gone, the cancer's gone. 3 months later, comes back as a 4.
As a 4, okay.
As a 4.
And is that one of the highest stages of cancer?
When you make it to 4, it pretty much saying you on a day-to-day, basically, there's nothing we can do. We're gonna keep you comfortable, and because it's the finish line. Right. So me being me, I wasn't gonna accept that, so I went and found another option, which is moving to Atlanta, to the Cancer Center of America, which is supposed to be one of the best centers to fight cancer.
Right.
So we went out to Atlanta. We fought it for about another 8 months out there.
Okay.
And then once it progressed, it just got worse and worse and worse. And she came home on hospice. And once you make it to hospice, it's basically saying, hey,
we're making everything comfortable for your transition.
Your transition, yes.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. How old was your wife when she actually discovered that she had cancer, and how long was it before she passed after that?
She was probably about 42, about 42.
Okay.
And it was like 2 years from the day discovered, approximately about 2.5 years later.
So in other words, she survived actually for 2 years.
2 to 3 years, yes.
2 to 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go into commercial breaks and we'll be right back. After the commercial breaks, when we come back, we want to know, what was your day-to-day obstacles like living and dealing with a loved one, and you're trying to still work and take care of the kids and all of that good stuff. And we will have the kids on the show today as well to get perspective on how they felt about their mother and, you know, dealing with this as well. We'll be right back in just a moment. Give us a call if you got an issue, 662-386-6064, or either email us at issuestalkshow@gmail.com. We'll be right back in just a moment after these television commercial breaks for the television talk show Issues.
Take me to the border. Mi Hacienda Mexican Restaurant has all your favorite Mexican food. It's a great place for the entire family. Daily specials: Monday night, fajita night; Tuesday night, combination night; Wednesday night, seniors and kids night; Thursday night, drinks. Drink specials: margaritas 2 for $1, jumbo margaritas, monster margaritas, pictures of margaritas, Mexican beer and domestic beer. Friday and Saturday, we always have it whatever you like. All specials are from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come eat, drink, and have fun with a clean atmosphere. Go by and see Felipe or Rudy at either location. 911 Mississippi Highway 12, Starkville, Mississippi, or 1207 Highway 45 in Columbus. In the Spillers Furniture Plaza, or give them a call in Starkville at 662-320-2233, or in Columbus 662-327-3396. Happy hour, appetizers, they've got it all. Come celebrate your birthday party, your anniversary, whatever the occasion may be. We want to put the hat on you. It's all about Mi Hacienda.
And we're back for the television talk show Issues, sitting here with Joe McMillian talking about his issue that he had to deal with, not necessarily a negative issue, but just a natural issue dealing with the loss of his loved one and dealing with the day-to-day obstacles. And now we're going to talk to Mr. McMillian about some of the things that he had to face while he was doing and dealing with his loved one. Talk to us, Joe.
You know, Rick, me working a 12-hour swing shift type of job, and Franya's facing chemo sometimes 2 to 3 times a week.
And your other business
and
that you
business on the side, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So man, I would get off of work and go to work, come home. We might have treatment at 7 o'clock. And anybody that goes through the cancer treatment, they know you're gonna be in a room for 4 to 5, 6 hours.
Correct.
And a small chair about this big. You got to sit on it. And I mean, we would go. I would get off work. We would go. I would get treated. Then you have to, once you come home, you'll be in a stage where you're not feeling good from all the different types
So
of
those
chemo.
are more obstacles that you got to
have
deal
face,
with.
yes. And I will say this: when an individual fighting cancer, it takes more than just 1 or 2, 3. You have to have a whole community. Everybody.
You got to have
has to
effort.
play a part.
Yes.
Because it's a process where everybody has to literally help out. I mean, from church members to family members, whoever. I mean, we had people that come in that would cook food and they would do all types of different stuff. Just you know, and every little bit helps.
Right. Correct.
And
And the thing about what you just said, then it takes a village
Right.
to actually do what we're talking about here. And as I go over notes and look at emails, you know, the statistics of it speaks exactly what you say.
Right.
And the main thing about it is that, you know, it takes everyone. And,
yeah.
you know, it takes money, it takes
Right.
love, it takes time. So how was you dealing with it from a financial standpoint?
I'll put it to you like this: at the first stage of finding out we had what cancer was available. I mean, me thinking, okay, money is pretty good,
Right.
but after about a year and a half, I quickly learned that you would never have enough money to fight cancer. In the matter of, and I don't know if this is something that needs to be spoken on.
Say what you got to say, sir.
But in the matter of a year and a half to almost 2 years, we went through our personal money out of our account, savings and all that stuff, about $460,000 is what we had to pay out of pocket. And when she passed, we still had bills that left over $2 million.
My God.
I mean, you can't fight.
So
cancer.
there's no kind of assistance,
Yeah.
or they look at your
Well,
tax bracket to determine whether.
Well,
I mean,
if it was available, we didn't find it. If you have to be, in order to get any type of assistance, they couldn't do that until like her last stages were. You know, if somebody set up a GoFund for somebody, support that GoFund
because it's very important.
It's very important.
It's not a fun thing or a
Right.
gimmick.
Right.
Right.
You know, you support that GoFund because you're gonna need every type of assistance a person get.
But still, it adds
But
up
it adds up.
over a 2-year grace
Oh, yeah.
period,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you have to be a strong individual.
Oh yeah.
To actually deal with something like this, and you having to deal with the kids now that she's gone, and not that it's a bad thing because it's your responsibility
Right.
as well.
Right.
So how does that play hand in hand?
Man, I'm thankful for the grandparents as well as, you know, me, the grandparents, and other relatives, because
Right.
it is a big job.
Uh-huh.
I mean, for a man that has to work,
Right.
and to come home and say, hey, I gotta make sure they straight. See about them.
Right.
It's a big part, yeah.
Man, I tell you, we'll be right back in just a moment after these television commercial breaks, and we're going to be talking to the kids of Mr. McMillian and his loved one. Stay tuned, stick around. Issues Television Talk Show. We'll be right back in just a moment. Can you look in that camera and say issues?
Issues.
We'll be right back.
Issue. 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 Issue.
television talk show Issues, sitting here with the kids of Joe McMillian and his loved one, Shabanya. Hey, we're live, 662-386-6064. If you got an issue, either email us at issuestalkshow@gmail.com. How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. What's your name? Paige. And how old are you, Paige? 9. And what's your name? Skylar. And how old are you? 19. Y'all are still living and looking healthy. Tell me a little bit about some of the obstacles you dealt with when you seen your mom go through her situation with cancer.
Having to wake up.
Having to wake up and see her like that. So did you see at a time that you had to talk to your mom and you didn't know what to say at times? So if your mom could hear you right now, what would one thing you would say to your mom? I love you. That's so sweet. So what grade are you in? 4th grade. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
A teacher.
A teacher. So beautiful. And you being the big sister, correct? So you being the big sister and the oldest, how do you feel about, your mom going on to heaven? What do you, tell me, how do you feel?
It happened too fast.
Happened too fast? And sometimes it still don't seem real today, does it? Okay. And what grade are you in?
I graduated.
You graduated? So what do you plan to be? What do you want to be?
RN.
RN, okay. So you wanted to be an RN, dealing with what your mom dealt with. You think you're going to be strong enough to deal with sick people or sickly people with that type of career? Maybe you'll be able to help someone and talk to them if they're dealing with cancer situations. What would you say to the people your age who lost a loved one? What can you tell them encouraging?
Don't be afraid to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't shut people out that's trying to be there for you.
Because you had a lot of people trying to be there for you, and you found yourself at times not want to deal with people after your mom passed. And that's understandable. So you and your sister, you being like the big sister, what could you say to your sister to keep her strong?
Just hang in there.
Hang in there? So your dad, Joe, so you got to hold up for your dad too as well, right? And what I mean by that, your dad can't be there all the time because he work a job and you got a little sister, so you're going to groom her and make sure she's okay? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all look in that camera and say issues?
Issues.
We'll be right back in just a moment after these television commercial breaks. Again, this is a family that dealt with losing a loved one. Next, we'll be talking to a young lady who's actually a survivor of cancer right here on Today. And again, Issues Television Talk Show is on in 4 states: Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Give us a call, 662-386-6064 if you got an issue. Or if you're dealing with any other type issue, whether it's a slumlord, whether it's a bad restaurant, whether it's somebody has treated you in a wrongful manner, dealing with police brutality, bullying in schools, whatever the case may be, we want to help you. We want to reach out to the people to try to get everything working in the right direction. We'll be right back in just a moment for the television talk show, Issues.
Hey Rick, what's a good place for me to send my lady to get her hair done, nails done, and pick out an outfit? Man, just tell me, what's the place? Where can she go?
I'm glad you asked, D-South. The Perfect Pair, located 1016 Gardner Boulevard in Columbus, or either give them a call at 662-798-9700. Ask for LaToya Gavin, and they have it going on at The Perfect Pair. Braids, shoes, sunglasses, jewelry, lashes, clutches. They've got whatever you want. Also, all your decor needs. Stop by and schedule an appointment with Tanika. Grand opening coming soon. It's all about The Perfect Pair. Order shoes for weddings and special occasions. Operation hours, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. And Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. Get by there today or give them a call, 662-798-9700. Like them on Facebook. So for that perfect occasion, it's only one place to shop. That's The Perfect Pair, 1016 Gardner Boulevard in Columbus. Your accessories and shoe store.
More exciting things going on here on the television talk show Issues. It's Cancer Awareness Month, and it's going to bleed over into November. And plus, we're going to be dealing with domestic violence as well. They tie in one-on-one together here. in the city of Columbus and all the way around the world. Here today we have Miss Anita Lindsey, and she's here to tell us about her surviving cancer itself as a whole. Miss Anita, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Good. Miss Anita, I met you years ago over in the Stark Vegas area, and you've been pushing and fighting so many different battles and obstacles, not necessarily just only with you as a whole, but just the circle itself. You being a survivor, talk to us and tell us and encourage someone on some of the things that you had to deal with.
As far as being with cancer, I watched my mama battle ovarian cancer, and she was a strong person, and I couldn't understand why she was so strong. She told me one day, once you put your faith in God, and He is your healer. And so when I got diagnosed, after the same thing my mama went through and things she was saying, I was saying the same thing. I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna beat this. So my encouragement to all you all is stay on top of your mammogram, and you are a survivor if you just put your mind into it and don't allow the word cancer to bring you down, because cancer is just a word. The chemical itself is the one that deteriorates your body, but if you put in your mind that you're going to beat this, that chemical cannot do anything to you.
And how old were you when you discovered or realized that you had cancer?
I was 46.
46. Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind me asking, a lot of women get offended when you ask the age. How old are you now today?
49.
49. So what type of cancer did you overcome?
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer. And how did you discover that you had breast cancer?
I was following up on my mammogram. I knew something was wrong because I felt it myself. And when I did my mammogram, they called me back the same day. I knew exactly what they was going to say. So I went back and they said they found a little lump, which I felt the lump myself. Mm-hmm. So I was on top of the game, and so I was assuming they was calling me back for it. That was it for. So they did a lump next. Let me get it right. And they did a biopsy, and it came back positive. But it was a low-grade cancer.
Right. And
my thing is that I was so worried about the word cancer, but at the same time, I wasn't worried about the same word cancer. I should have gotten a second opinion, but I didn't. But my encouragement now that even though they tell you that you have cancer, I always get a second, third, or fourth opinion, because you just don't go off one word.
Well, you heard it right here from Miss Anita, letting you know she's a survivor. And again, man, cancer is a serious thing, but you need to get checked, ladies. And I understand this professional football player, NFL player, I can't think of his name. He paid for 500 monograms to be done on ladies. And I'm not for sure which particular ladies that took advantage of this, but he paid for 500 of them, and that's such a blessing. Again, you've dealt with a lot, you're dealing with a lot, you're a strong individual, you're a survivor, and I tell you, man, nothing but God.
Nothing but God.
And again, we want to see you on the next episode when we deal with domestic violence, so we can dig deeper into situations like that again. And we thank you for your time, Miss Anita, for encouraging someone and talking to someone. And again, you deal with a lot, you do a lot. Stark Vegas should salute you for the actual Starkville Day that you put on, the actual different galas, the beautician ball that you got coming up, things like that of that nature. But you have to stay busy to stay focused.
Stay focused. If not, I tell all, they ask me the same thing. How did I had a person, they always call me when a mother lost a child through violence, and they ask me how did I deal with it.
Right.
I always tell them to stay focused, keep busy, take your mind off of it, because one thing about it, when those walls shelter in on you,
there's nothing
just keep going, keep busy.
Hey, man.
Keep praying, keep busy.
You heard it first right here. Again, can you look in that camera and say issues?
Issues.
We'll be right back in just a moment after these television commercial breaks. And again, we want to thank all of our sponsors that chime in and help us out for doing and making this show possible. My chief editor, Miss Kathy, my chief videographer, Chad, Mixon, Silk, man, we're here live for the television talk show Issues. Again, 662-386-6664. We'll be right back with one more interview, closing it out with the individual who lost a loved one as well. We're live for the television talk show Issues.
Issue. 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 Issue.
And we're back for the television talk show Issues. It's been a great show, man, a positive show, an impacting show. It's Cancer Awareness Month, and again, we're going to bleed on over into November with this particular show. Plus, we're going to be dealing with domestic violence as well. We want to inform you about what's going on in and around you so that you can be educated, because, again, the news is a plus, but nothing like an actual show giving you an opportunity to inform somebody about what's going on and some of the things you've dealt with. Right now on the show, we have Mr. Mike Lowery. He's not a stranger to anybody, aka Chocolate Cowboy. He's a comedian as well on his part-time job, but he's a full-time barber at Clippers. And I tell you, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Mike Larry, talk to us, man. Let us know, and the whole losing a loved one that battled cancer.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here to be able to represent such a great situation with people who's going through such a devastating challenge. A challenge that seemingly there's no answer, but having faced it personally, I saw that going through it, I learned a lot by dealing up close with my wife, going through it and battling cancer. How when you're diagnosed with that, you seem like it's the end.
Right.
But it feels like a physical challenge, but mentally you have to stay strong.
Correct.
You have to stay strong throughout the whole breast cancer or dealing with cancer. We remain solid, we remain strong. And I know it was a tough challenge for my son because he was always questioning why. But it lets us know that God has no respect of person. But when something like that comes, you have to remain anchored, humble, and be there as much as you can for your loved one to support them. So a system of support is very important when a person is going through cancer. And my wife, she knew I was right there by her side the whole way. And I lost her roughly 6 years ago this month.
Imagine that.
Yes,
And let
6
me
years
ask you
ago
this.
this month.
How old was she when you guys found out or discovered that she had cancer?
She was about 53.
Okay, and how long did she survive with that after she found out?
It was about 2 years and something. some
Something
months.
to that
Yeah.
nature.
From the first diagnosis until her going
Final going to
Yeah.
glory.
Yeah.
What type of cancer did she have?
Well, when they first diagnosed her, they said it was breast cancer. Well, of course, when you're diagnosed with breast cancer, it was in its early stages, and they told her that, they had just caught everything, but seemingly, after the surgery and all that, it came back, it reappeared. She went into remission.
Remission,
So after she came out of remission, she came back, it was another type of cancer had been found. So we still had to deal with it, still had to fight with it. So I just want to tell whoever's out there looking and listening that always be supportive of them, be there for them, and to know that even though you've been diagnosed with a physical situation, mentally and spiritually, you can be strong. You can go on.
Okay.
You can be strong.
And I was talking to Mr. McMillian early on the show. We were talking about the finances that it takes to even ease or go through this.
Right.
And it takes a village and not just one. It takes everybody. Love,
Exactly.
money.
Exactly.
So that itself, and if you don't have the right type of insurance, really don't cover it until a certain amount, right?
Honestly, you can have
The
the
best
greatest
insurance.
insurance, but being diagnosed with such a thing as cancer, there's no money in
That
the world
can pay or buy it out.
because you'll give everything you have
And
to
still
keep your
lose.
love.
Love, of course.
So we went through it, but I want to give a shout out to the community that stepped up to bat and that showed us love and that took up money for us and supported us. It was more of the love and versus the money
Than anything.
because that encouraged her to keep the faith, to finish the course.
Right.
So the people that gathered around us really encouraged her, and it gave her hope and strength to go on because there's no amount of money that you can come up with when you've been diagnosed with such a devastating disease.
And what's your wife? What was her name?
Catherine Murray Larry.
Kemetha.
Yeah.
Yes. So man, that's
Yes.
I know if those words you just said won't encourage nobody, nothing else will. And it almost make you wonder, again, like your son said, why my mom?
Why mom? Well, there was a lot of questions. He got bitter. He got angry. He was
And how old
young.
is your son?
He is now 30.
And he at
So
the
he's
time?
about 24 at the time.
Uh-huh.
So he was angry. He was upset. And there are some times when you got to be honest with your kids. You got to be honest with someone else.
It's called life.
You don't know the answer.
Right.
He asked me, why did God allow this to happen?
Right.
I said, that's a good question,
But I
but
can't
you're asking the wrong person.
Right.
I said, you're asking your father. I don't have that answer. So what you're going to have to do, you ask God. And he'll let you know he have no respect of person. And so we began to talk. We dealt with it. But one thing out there I like to say that's encouraging to a person who might be in it now, that, you know, always be there, always be strong. And a scripture that really helped us was John 14:1. When she got down to the end, it says, let not your heart be troubled. That word means allow, let. If you allow it, it will trouble you. Because at the end of it, the person who goes on in faith really get a mansion with no mortgage.
Man.
So that's a great benefit.
Right, correct.
So I looked at it as, even though I'm losing her, and I was a champion,
Right.
because
You're
the
there,
only
yeah.
one could get her from me is the one gave her to.
Right,
So
correct.
I'm good.
Good.
So she's better off. I'm better off.
Right,
I
nobody's
know-
suffering. Nobody's suffering.
suffering. So I know she's looking back saying, hey, Mike, one day, if you keep the faith, you'll get what I got. I'm
Right.
mentioned with no mortgage.
Man.
So I'm good.
Man.
I'm good.
Mike, I
I'm
tell you,
good.
man, you always
I'm
have
good.
the right words and the right
Yes,
things to say,
yeah.
man. Just you as a whole, man, in today's society, what would you like to see in today's society to make things more pleasant? Just off the rip.
Well, I think first of all, when all of us, when I say all of us, I mean all races, come to the realization that we all are faced with the same thing. You can try to separate yourself. We allow division barriers among mankind, race, religion, sex, and wealth to separate us. But at the end of the day, we all have same problems. We have the same issues, and we're trying to get back to the same maker. So I would love for us to just lay aside every weight that so easily beset us and let us all work together.
You heard it first right here on the television talk show Issues. Once again, Mike and Larry talking about his wife, his loved one that he lost as they were dealing with cancer on a day-to-day obstacle. And again, I hope he encouraged someone by saying and telling you about his experience itself. It's a television talk show Issue. Once again, email us at issuestalkshow@gmail.com or either give us a call at 662-386-6064 if you got an issue. We're live at the television talk show Issues, and we're going to wrap it up right here. It's been a pleasure. And again, check us out each and every weekend, 6:30 a.m. CW. Set your DVRs, Channel 5, or either check us out on Sunday nights on cable on My Mississippi. We're here for you. We want to inform you about what's going on in and around your community. I'm your host and the executive producer, Rick Don't Go Mason. We'll be right back in just a moment to close everything out. It's been a great interview with Mr. Larry.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Can you look in
sir.
that camera and say Issues?
Issues with Don't Go Rick Mason.
We're live at the television talk show Issues. Check out Kids Cleaning Service, located 812 Short Main in Columbus. Give them a call, 662-549-2825, and ask for Maurice. Kids Cleaning Service, right here in the Golden Triangle area. They remove stains with a class, with a great smell and a great look. Give Maurice a call. Like them on Facebook. Give them a call for a free estimate today, and let them bring your carpet back to life with a great smell and a great look. It's all about Kids Cleaning Service. And we're back for the television talk show Issues, ending the show today. It's been a great show, a positive show, a power-packed show dealing with cancer awareness. And again, I hope the individuals that you've seen on the show today help someone, encourage someone to deal with cancer and how to deal with it in different ways, whether it's a loved one or a friend or a companion. We dealt with it all on the show today. Plus, We were talking earlier about D'Angelo Williams. That's the individual who did 500 monograms paid for out of his pocket, one of the NFL players here in today's NFL football series itself. Plus, Miss Anita Lindsey, she also paid for one monogram to be done in Stark Vegas, Mississippi. She was on the show earlier today. But I want to dedicate this entire show to my auntie, Michi Richardson. That's what I used to call her. Hubert Richardson is her husband, and he's my uncle, and she died from liver cancer. And again, I want to dedicate the entire show to her. May she rest in peace. Plus, I want to send a rest in peace out to Mr. Clark Mixon, my chief videographer, his father, Sip Chad, on the passing of his father of cancer as well. There's so many other people out there dealing with cancer and who have lost loved ones. And again, condolences goes out to each and every one of you. Check us out again each and every Saturday, 6:30 a.m. on CW, or check us out on Sunday nights on cable on My Mississippi. We're here for you. We want to inform you again. We're on in 4 states: Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. And if you got an issue or you want to be a sponsor, give us a call. 662-386-6064 if you got an issue. Got a lot of great things coming up in 2020. Get ready for it. Look out for it. Plus, happy holidays going out to each and every one of you. We're transitioning into the holiday season, so get ready for it. It's on the way. Plus, don't forget, coming to the Trotter Convention Center November the 29th, Black Friday Gala Icon, brought to you by the Queen of the City, Lil Jones. I'll be there as well, hosting that event. And the night after that, November the 30th, check it out, Trey Williams, LJ Elkels, and Young Vocals, brought to you by Southern Soul Production and BNR Production. I'll be your host for that particular event as well. So check us out. We're going to be on the move, making moves on the television talk show issue. Once again, we thank you a lot for tuning in, and thank you to all of our sponsors for showing us love and continued support for the television talk show issues. We'll see you back, same time, same place, for the television talk show issue.